Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony show. There is Carla Marie. I don't know what it looks like. She got some Tito's over there. Let's see. Let's go.
I'm struggling.
Did
Okay.
you just grab some Tito's, Carla Marie?
I sure did.
All right. Well, say hello to my new co-host here in our Seattle studio. Max would not let me do anything until I brought her chair in here for some reason.
My baby girl.
I guess she didn't want to be alone. She just came in here yapping for 15 minutes, and I thought she'd just yap and leave. And she kept yapping, so I was like, oh, I think I know what she wants, because yesterday when I was editing the morning show podcast, she sat there for 2 hours with me, just being my co-host. I do want to try something. So this should work. If you have channel points available, if you don't know how to use them, I'll show you in a second. But if you have channel points available, you should be able to adjust what's on screen by using channel points. So let me explain. If you open up your Twitch app, or if you're in it now, obviously, then you go to, let's see.
It's not doing anything. They're all using them and it's not doing anything.
What the heck?
Stop using them. Stop wasting your points.
What the heck? Hold on. Why isn't it working? It should be. Let me try it on mine for a second. Redeem. It's not doing anything?
All right, back to the drawing board there.
God. I spent
Einstein.
like an hour yesterday installing all of these things.
Who made Frankenstein?
Huh?
What's the guy that made Frankenstein?
No, it's Dr. Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
well,
Frankenstein is the one who made the monster.
Meg said, I have 107,000 points. I'd love to use them.
Well,
so when you redeem those points, what's supposed to happen is the little Carla Marie Anthony emotes at the bottom of the screen are supposed to change, thanks to you using channel points. And I've seen it, like Anthony showed me on the back end how it works, and it's super cool. But for some reason, it's not working out.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Man, we got to start doing more channel points.
See how I just changed Carla Marie to the football playing Carla Marie? That's supposed to happen, and you're supposed to be able to do that for a minute. Like, it'll stay up, and then it'll go back to the default, which is the happy version of us. Yeah, so none of it's working, huh?
But Anthony is working on a bunch of different things that will give you a reason to use your channel points. It'll be cool. Until then, stop wasting them.
It's enabled. Yeah. All right. Well, I tried. I'll get back in the lab once this show is over, and I'll see if I can fix it. But that's a bummer. I was hoping to start the show with something cool and new, but what do you know?
Okay, so in 5 minutes, I am on baby duty. So
how so?
My mom is with her right now. My mom has an appointment to get a facial, so she's going to be leaving. And my sister is on the phone because she's a psychopath. And as much as people are telling her, Ashley, we got it, she just needs to be on calls for work. Also, a lot of people at their company got sick, so that everyone's falling apart.
Okay.
So when you have a small business, this is what happens.
Yeah.
But so Sal's also on calls. I mean, they could be with baby, but I was like, don't worry.
So what does you being on baby duty mean?
I just hold her. Or I can put her in a little carrier thing.
So she's going to be chilling here the whole time?
She's been having a rough go.
Why is that?
She hasn't pooped in 2 days, which is apparently normal. It could be normal. May not be. So my sister made her first call to the pediatrician this morning and was like, hey, is this normal? And they said, yeah, it is, but there's 2 things you can do. 1, stick a thermometer up her butt and move it around, which my sister had been doing. 2nd, give her water, which seems so bizarre.
Oh, just fill her up, basically?
I think it's just to help things flow a bit. So she just chugged some water, and we're expecting a big one anytime soon. I haven't changed the poop. I've changed so many pee diapers this week. I haven't gotten the golden ticket.
What is the golden ticket?
A poop.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about being like pee or something.
No,
I guess it's not a boy, so it's not going to shoot up at you.
Oh, she peed while I was changing her.
Yeah, but isn't that a thing? If you have a boy, sometimes it'll just right at you.
Yeah, Michael, my great nephew, peed in his mom's face several times.
But are you upset that you don't have the brown ticket?
I just want to be able to do, all the things. I've burped her, I've fed her, I've dressed her, you know?
I mean, I guess,
But yeah,
but I'd be
there's
pretty
like
happy if I wasn't changing poop diapers.
there's baby belly massages you can do, and then last night we were watching. It's called Mommy Labor Nurse.
Mhm.
It's this woman that she's a labor nurse, and she put together like a virtual course. So I bought that for my sister for her when she was pregnant. So there's a whole section on pregnancy. And then last night, my sister, her husband, and I were watching the part about feeding and burping babies, and we were like fascinated. We're like, oh, that's why she does that, or oh, I'm like, man, this like the fact that our brains don't know any of this stuff and then we have to learn it, like, the amount of information your
Yeah.
brain has to download, and a lot of it I'm sure will come naturally and does come naturally to both parents, but it's crazy, and I said it the other day, I keep asking my sister, "Well, why do or do we have to do this?" She's like, "You think I know? She's 5 days
Yeah.
old."
Well, I think it's funny because we often say like, oh, people don't know anything about babies until they're forced to not forced, but until they have a baby and they're forced to learn all of that. But I think it's part of it's because there's so much information out there in the world. We can't possibly know all of the things that we need to know until we
Mhm.
need to know them. I know that sounds a little redundant and stupid, but you don't need to know those things. You probably at other points in your life needed to know other things that didn't
Yeah,
involve babies. So your brain can only hold so much. So you figure out how to make things work
yeah.
when it's necessary.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
pour
have.
this.
All right, you take your shot by yourself, Carla Marie, and then I
I just
will
wanna take it before
come
I'm in
back with a
charge of the
shot. You're doing
baby.
vodka. I'll bring some vodka for myself as well.
We got that Kirkland vodka.
You don't do anything crazy.
Yeah. Max, you can't hear me, but I'm your mom. Do you think Dyfus is gonna come get me if I'm taking shots on Twitch holding a baby? Um, so my sister opted to just keep working. But I say that as like she'll work like less than an hour a day. And the first 2 days she didn't do anything. Um, she just didn't want to take off. She's crazy, but that somehow keeps her sane because she's super controlling. So, but she feels great. My sister she had a C-section, so she does have restrictions of like things she can't lift, she can't drive, which was great for me because I got to drive us to Target, the two of us. She scares me. So we walked around Target. She feels good, but like yesterday they went out for the baby's photo shoot. I can't wait to share the photos hopefully next week. And then they stopped at my parents and um my brother-in-law's parents. And by the time they got home, my sister was like, I'm going to nap. I was like, dude, go. Because she gets like super tired fast. And I got to be on baby duty. Fred the mailman said, put a Cleveland Browns jersey on the baby. She won't be able to resist crapping the bed. So yeah. Yeah, no, we've been telling her. She's been actually great at that. Like, no, I'm gonna sleep. They won't let me wake up with the baby in the middle of the night. I was so confused seeing Anthony walk in the room. I thought it was someone walking in this door, and I was like, who's this man coming in here?
All right. What did I miss?
Okay. Well, when you walked in the room just then, I thought that was someone walking in the door behind me. And I was like, who is this man behind me?
How was Max? Was she good?
She said a few things.
Okay, that's good.
She thought it was so nice that you made that comment in the chat. I pinned it earlier. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, God. What did you do this time? Because I have a different chat up, so I can't see the pin. What does it say? I'm so lucky
Read
to
it.
be a cat daddy to the best 4 cats in the world. Unpin. Unpin this message. There we go. You know, Carla Marie, you're about to get your worst Anthony Twitch privileges revoked.
Well, I'll just go on my own.
Yeah, I wish you would. So, a couple things
I
because
waited.
I realized one of the things. Oh, you waited. Well, then cheers, Carla Marie. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream. And cheers to this warm vodka I'm about to drink. And cheers to you, Max. Woo!
Mm, 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 mm.
one really shook me to my core. You good?
Mm-mm. I can't wait to be back in Seattle to drink Seattle Cocktail Club's mixes.
Yeah. Let's see. Is Dusty Tequila better than warm vodka? I don't know. I think I'd still take the warm vodka.
No, I
That
think I'd go back to the Dusty.
Dusty Tequila? Have you recovered yet, Carla Marie?
Yeah, I think the water made it worse.
All right.
Spread it out.
I could
Look
see
at the
that.
vein.
I saw. So I do want to bring something back. It's something that we used to do on an old show of ours, but we used to do what we learned in the last 24 hours, or what I learned in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
And what made me think of it is something that happened to me a couple times yesterday, and it made me really appreciate something. So what I learned in the last 24 hours is being missed is actually really nice.
It is.
And the reason I say that is because yesterday was the first time I went to my spot, LA Fitness in Ballard, in over a week. And as I parked, I got out of the car, obviously. I'm walking into the entrance, and all of a sudden I hear, "Where the F have you been?" And I turned around, and it was a guy who I see pretty often in the gym. He was literally leaving, stopped his car, rolled down his window to let me know that he had noticed I'd been gone. And I was like, you know what? That was actually
Cute.
really nice. That was cool. It made me feel kind of like, seen to a certain extent. And then
Was it the same guy that saw you the time open the door for the girl and then he looked into the car and said to me, "Marry this guy"?
No,
Oh.
not that guy. So then I didn't see that guy yesterday. He gets there a little earlier than I do. But then I get up to the gym and I'm, beginning my workout. And one of the other guys who I've seen there for like 5 years comes up and goes, "You haven't been here for a while, right? Have you been traveling?" And I was like, this is so cool. Like, I have this little community here that if Carla Marie ever decides to kill me, chop me up, they'll notice that I'm missing. So what I learned in the last 24 hours was being missed is actually pretty nice. So if you miss someone, if you notice they're not around, let them know.
It is nice. I thought you were going to say that the cats missed you.
Max and Caroline definitely missed me. Caroline
Erica
has been
and John.
up my butt.
Caroline?
Yeah.
See, Erica and John miss me more than they
Probably.
miss you.
Yeah.
Like, when I come, they're just going to be all over my face. It's going to be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm curious now when I go back to Orange Theory if people are like, "Oh my God, you're back."
I hope so. Now you have to remember that I've been like a pretty consistent presence in LA Fitness in Ballard for like 6 years, which is kind of crazy.
I will say when I stopped taking I'd like switched up my schedule a bit and I wasn't doing the same classes. And then I went back to that and everyone's like, "You're back. Where you been?" And I was like, "I was doing the later classes." But I decided
pretty
today
nice.
that I was going to do a workout this afternoon. And I was like, you know what? My niece is going to be here with my nephew. My other sister's going to be here. I was like, family time's more important. I'll go early tomorrow to a workout when no one's around so that I don't miss out.
Nice.
But that was like a mental struggle for me a bit today of like, I have to work out.
Well, that was like my last day in New Jersey, Tuesday. I decided to just skip my workout. I could have worked out super early, but I was tired. I didn't want to be like, groggy for the show. And then I thought to myself, I only have a couple hours between the end of the show and going to the airport. I'm going to just spend it hanging out, talking to my mom, eating some good food, which, by the way, I made the most of that time, the last couple hours I had in New Jersey, because I went to Bagel Emporium in Midland Park, and I had a beautiful Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. And I did something I haven't done in a while. I sat there, and I had my Taylor ham, egg, and cheese, like in the bagel place with my peach Snapple, which I would only drink. Like, if you gave me a peach Snapple right now, any peach iced tea, I wouldn't want it. But for some reason, when I have a breakfast sandwich, peach Snapple, like, hits the spot.
Yeah, I used to do the Snapple Orangeade.
Ew.
I know.
Ew.
I love that one.
Like all the time or just when you're having a breakfast sandwich?
I used to chug that ish. Explains why I was so bloated in high school.
I would venture to say Snapple Orangeade or whatever it's called is one of the worst drinks of all time.
It's so good.
What are you looking at?
I hear someone approaching.
Oh.
Mom, you can open the door. Look.
Is the baby here? Is it naked? Oh no, it's got
No.
like it looks naked from afar.
Okay, Mom, while you're here, actually, so I used this shot glass, Ashley Marie's Sweet 16. The people want to know why your 16-year-old daughter had a shot glass as a favor.
It's a great
She
question.
saved the shot glasses. She always saved shot glasses everywhere she went because she liked them.
But
Oh,
she,
it wasn't
but she
'cause
was
she-
16.
No, my kids never drank underage. Only this bitch. You ready for her? That way?
Sure.
Oh, this poor baby.
What?
This poor baby.
How is she? Oh, no, don't do it.
Don't do what?
She was about to wah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we definitely don't want that in the microphone.
Try to hold it.
Well, if that. Okay. If she cries, tell Ashley if she hears her crying for more than 30 seconds, she has to come get her.
Oh, God.
Okay, psycho.
Oh,
I don't think she likes you people.
Oh, please, she loves me. I'm her favorite. Shh. I know. She does. Look at this thing. Look at.
what's she doing with her head?
So there you go. It's a thing they do, like kind of when they're looking for the nipple, but the doctor said that it could also mean she has acid reflux and she's trying to get it
Just
to be better.
To wiggle it out.
All right, maybe you don't need this.
You're right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, God, help
We
her.
spent some time together this morning. We're buds.
Hi, Aunt.
Hello.
Okay, we're live.
Oh yeah, she can't hear me. I
Okay.
forgot.
Hi, Carl.
Okay. Love you.
Marie.
Bye. Caru Marie.
Goodbye, Adriana. I love you. Feel
Hold on.
better.
So this is from DJ Spoon. He said, "This is strange. I was coming here to tell you I had a dream about you two expecting. I've been on new meds and the dreams have been wild and random." And he
Wow.
popped in here and saw a baby.
I'm sorry
But
for the fright.
promise you, this is not our baby.
To be honest, though, she kind of looks like me.
I mean, if she looks like your sister, that would make sense. Like if either of my brothers had babies that looked like them, they would also look like me. You know, it makes sense. But I wanted to talk about the thing that I put in our notification this morning. I feel
Okay.
like there's been a lot of news coming out of the Seattle area. Like on
Yes.
the science front, there's a huge glacier, the biggest one in Washington, that's officially gone. It is now a lake because of climate change. The other thing that came out, there was another. Damn, I forgot the third story. I know third will make sense because there's another one I'm talking
no.
about. Can't remember it right now. But the other story and what I put in the notification, this is kind of crazy, and I don't know exactly how I feel. I definitely lean one way, but it's an interesting discussion. So there's a
Okay.
woman in the Tacoma area, and if you listen to this show from Tacoma, you might want to follow this story to see what's going on. She has TB. She has tuberculosis, which is very treatable at this day, in this day and age. But if it's left untreated, will kill you. Okay. Is she losing it?
We're good. I promise, we're good. Listen to me, Linda. Okay, we're gonna do our trick.
What is the
Ready?
trick?
There you go. Oh, we don't.
Oh,
want the
there's a wire in her face.
She's good. She's good.
What has happened? I'm gonna just put Carla Marie on the screen right now. Are we good?
We're good. We just gotta do the show like this.
That sounds like a fun show.
No, okay. Tuberculosis in Tacoma.
This is a very weird pairing of visuals and topic. But
This is life.
is she done?
Mhm.
Okay. So this woman in the Tacoma area has tuberculosis. She has TB. Active case, but she's refusing medical care. And
Why?
the state might have to essentially get a restraining order or some sort of order that would happen if like someone was a danger to themselves and the community to either force her into isolation or force her to take medication
Okay, so
because she's refusing care, which will probably kill her at some point. But at the same time, it's like if it's killing you and only you, like if you had cancer, for example, and you chose not to undergo treatment, that's a you decision.
but tuberculosis is
It is
contagious.
contagious. Yes.
Yeah, then you need to be locked up.
And
Because
that's
it's not
really
like
the
it's-
only other option is she either takes the medication that the state is and the health officials are suggesting, or she gets locked up in isolation, like actual jail in solitary confinement.
Well, but now could something like that happen with COVID?
Yeah, but COVID isn't going to guarantee death. Tuberculosis will. So,
But don't we have like the medicine to cure tuberculosis if it happens now?
yeah, but like that makes I see what you're saying. Like if you contract tuberculosis from her, you're still going to be okay because you can
Because
take
you're
the
not
medicine.
an idiot like she
And
is.
it's not as highly contagious as, you know, the flu or COVID or anything like that. You have to be with that person in a close proximity for a while. But
Does
the-
she go to work though?
the treatment also is like months long. It's not like you take a pill and you're done.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Let's see. My cousin, it's Megan, not Megan, said my cousin had TB as a kid. Thankfully, he's fine now.
All right, can I move, kid?
So what do we have here? Oh, there we go. Is she done?
Wait, stop saying that. I don't know what that means.
Like, is she done crying?
She's been done. You scare me sometimes.
What? Why? What'd I do?
I don't think you know how these things work.
Is she done crying? She's either not done or she is done for the moment.
She's not going to be done for about 18 years.
Is she? I'm not saying is she done crying forever. Is she done crying right now?
She's got a little sleep smile.
Okay. Here, you know, we're gonna put Carla Marie on here. I'm gonna skip the tuberculosis discussion, and we're just gonna have you're fully on the screen now, Carla Marie. It's just you.
I see. No, but there were a lot of people commenting about that woman being selfish, and that's completely true.
Why is she done such a ridiculous comment?
Thank you.
I think it's a totally normal comment.
Can you see the smile? There we go. Look at the vein in my head. I don't know. We all have this in my family. I don't know what it means. I must be a part of some sort of vampire clan. I just could
So
watch
what
it
have
sleep.
you learned, Carla Marie, as you've been in this
Well-
house with a baby this long?
Okay, so you mentioned the thing I learned in the last 24 hours.
Yes.
It was not about baby life. I have something that I learned. Can you come back?
Oh yeah, I can come back. There we go.
So I learned that I can actually cook. And
Why didn't you think that?
I've never cooked for anyone except for you, ever.
Okay.
Maybe like a friend here or there. I made soup for my parents once because when I was like of cooking age, of where I was capable of cooking, I was gone out to Seattle.
Okay.
So every time I come back, I'm not in my own home. I'm not cooking. I'm
Yeah.
like for 7 years, it'll be a holiday. I'm like, what do you need me to bring? I bring the fruit. Like I don't do anything. And I also like when it comes time to like cook and clean, my family makes fun of me because I'll just go sit on the couch. There's 18 of them in the kitchen. I'm gonna sit with all the guys while you guys are doing the cleaning. I don't care.
I don't help
So-
cooking at all in the house, but for like big events, I will 100% help clean. I'd much rather help clean than cook. I hate cooking.
So I have been cooking all week for my sister and brother-in-law. Anyone who's here, I made tacos, which is like my go-to. I made rice for the tacos, and I'll explain that in a second. I made grilled chicken yesterday. I made chicken soup, and my brother-in-law was like, "You're 2 for 2." I didn't like. Who knew you could cook? And I was
So
like,
wait,
"Just don't
give
tell
me
anybody."
the two things you made again.
So I made tacos and a lemon chicken soup.
Okay.
But their like best friend was over, Frank, who I've known his whole life, and we had tacos, and he had the rice. He's like, "Listen, I am very picky about my rice. I'm a rice connoisseur. This is good rice, and that's not easy to do." And I was like, and even Sal was like, "I can't make rice. Like, this is amazing." They've been complimenting my cooking all week. It has been so great.
Nice.
Like, they keep going back to eat my chicken soup, and Ashley's like, "Sal, I can't believe you don't even like soup." He's like, "No, this is good soup." I'm like, so it's weird.
So lemon chicken soup is just chicken soup with like lemon juice?
And it has eggs in it to like make it creamy. I got the recipe from our neighbor. Like we're in Pleasantville. I
That-
know.
I mean, you don't have to be in Pleasantville to get a recipe from your neighbor. That's just how most people, I think, exist, right?
Maybe.
It is. You know what is weird?
You're probably hungry.
This is gonna sound like a weird comment.
I know, Mama.
I've never lived in a situation where I like know and really interact with my neighbors because growing up, I lived between a deli and a fire department.
That's true.
And there was because the property that my parents bought back in the day in Ridgewood it was grandfathered and it had 2 houses on one property. So we would rent out that house, but oh God.
Maggie Simpson.
But for a while, my aunt and her family lived there, so it was family anyway. And the people that lived there before them, it's hard to consider them neighbors. They were like tenants of our house. And then when I moved here, I didn't know anyone that lived in my apartment building.
That's true.
I don't really interact.
That's not true.
Why?
Our producer, our boss, and our engineer all lived in our apartment building.
I didn't know any non-iHeartRadio employees who lived in our
And me.
building. And then I moved here, and it's not like I really interact with any of my neighbors. And I kind of can't wait to move to the burbs one day. Maybe a cul-de-sac. I don't know.
Did you go to our neighbor Olivia's door to get our package?
No, I did not do that yet.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was kind of running around, running some errands. Another thing I learned in the last 24 hours, Carla Marie, clean your car. Not you, specifically. The car that Carla Marie and I use, which is under Carla Marie's name, it got to a point where it was pretty dirty. And I didn't realize how dirty it got until I was trying to listen to my own advice from the Morning Show podcast and go to a green space more often than I've been going. So I went to Golden Gardens and I hung out there for a while. But because I was sitting in the car, I looked around and I was like, oh my God, this is the first time I've really spent time in this car and it's kind of gross.
And it's
There were
crazy
like
'cause I
tissues.
did
You
clean
had
it
like
out.
foot spacer things.
Oh, from the nail salon.
Yeah, there's and then in the not the glove compartment, in like the side storage area, there's like a bunch of nails that you peeled off, like nail polish. That was in there. Either way, anyway.
No water bottles, Lenny. I am not. That's my sister. I am not about that life. I don't use plastic water bottles unless it's like in case of emergency.
Yeah.
And I don't throw them in my car. I make sure they get recycled.
So it was gross. And the water bottle cup people in my family are my brother Justin and my dad. You go into their cars and there are coffee cups and water bottles everywhere. But the reason I said clean your cars is because I said, you know what? After that, I drove to the car wash, $15, ran it through. Then I went to the little vacuum area, put in $5 and vacuumed everything. Then I even went to O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a stutter, by the way. That was
The commercial.
their commercial. And I bought the wipes, like the Armor All wipes.
Mm.
What a different experience sitting in a
I
car
know.
that is clean. This is going to sound so dumb, but I felt so much better
It's funny
sitting
you
in
say that.
car.
I have been using my sister's car, and I got in there, and I was like, "In what is this? This
Yeah.
is not sanitary." So I cleaned out so much crap out of her car, and This is something I did want to bring up is that this week I've gotten a taste of what it's like living with me, but to like, you think I'm messy?
Uh-huh.
This is next. She's always been next level. Like, drawers are wide open. Like, it's just an absolute insanity the way my sister lives.
Mhm.
That my brother-in-law is the one that like cleans up after her. I don't know. My parents must be like so embarrassed as the way that my sister and I turned out. Because-
I mean, you're decent people outside of that.
I know, but now I'm like, oh man, now I get what it's like. I feel bad for Anthony. So
Yeah, so
I'm
maybe
gonna-
clean up. But that's not what this was even about, because some of that mess is also mine. Like, there are receipts in there. This wasn't like I have to clean up after Carla Marie thing. That's not what I was trying to say. But when you think about it, especially if you have a normal job where you're commuting, you
don't want to be in that in the morning.
you deserve better than to sit in filth. And
Yes.
remember that, like, when you're doing stuff like that, and if you have kids and the backseat is messy, I get it, right? Like, you're gonna have some rogue French fries and toys and whatever. I understand that, but you deserve at least, the cockpit area. You deserve to sit in like a nice space. And that goes for everything. If you have an office, look around. Does
Yeah,
that
no,
office
true.
make you feel good sitting in it?
Well, you're supposed to like make sure your bedroom is clean at night. You sleep better, and then when you wake up, it's automatically like at least that space is clean.
Mhm.
So that is definitely something I've been trying to be better at. So the car is the next step.
Yeah.
But you do know that we have a mini vacuum you could have used.
I do know that. I didn't.
And
I'll probably use it later because it still needs some touch-ups.
Tacoma Swifty said that she got a mini car garbage pail from Amazon.
Those are actually, my mom was like, before Amazon was selling that stuff back in the 90s, my mom was she would go and get like the little like office,
From the dollar store?
like, yeah, but it's like a tabletop trash can. And that was always in the center console, or she'd have at least a bag hanging up. But I don't know if I like that idea because I would rather personally take the garbage out immediately instead of having a bag of garbage next to me while I'm driving around. But if you're on a road trip, totally understand that. Did Anthony clarify his slanderous claims against me? Let me put
your
that on the
brother's been-
screen. Let me put that
He's
on the
been
screen
saying
for
a
a
lot of
second.
things.
So
He claims that it's your dad.
it more than likely 60% of that mess is my dad.
This is your brother,
This-
by the way, on the
Yes.
screen.
This is my youngest brother, the one who's getting married. But I will say, when Justin has his car, he doesn't necessarily make it a point to clear it out. And when I went, so this is where I'm getting this from. When Justin proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance, I went down to South Jersey so I could drive them back because they were going to a winery. I wanted them to enjoy themselves. And the amount of their coffee cups, their travel coffee cups that were in the car, ridiculous. I mean, the trunk, I ended up cleaning out the inside of the car so that everyone could sit. And the trunk was filled with them by the time I was done. And I know they're Justin's because my dad is one of those very rare psychopaths that doesn't take travel mugs.
Oh, he uses mugs.
He just takes an actual regular cup from your kitchen cupboard and he travels
He
with that.
claims, he said any non-reusable cups are your dad.
Yes.
So the travel mugs he's saying are your dad.
No, because those are reusable. The travel mugs would be reusable.
No, any non-reusable cups are your dad. Oh, non. Yep.
But wait, hold on.
Sorry, baby brain.
Yeah, you didn't have a baby, Carla Marie. Let's let people know that. But yeah, my dad is one of those people, like, and it's crazy because when I take a car after my dad, there are multiple regular cups that you could tell used to have coffee in them, and he takes it from the Nespresso machine right into the car, piping hot.
There's a whole group of women that, if I take this one class at Orange Theory and Ballard, will show up with their mugs in their hand, and I'm like, who influenced who, and why do you guys think this is okay?
Wait,
It's
they
dangerous,
go to class with the mugs?
and they sip it before class, like sitting in
Okay.
the lobby. There needs to be a mental study done on people who do that. I think that we'll find that there are other psychopathic tendencies that they have.
Well, I mean, I
B
can tell
Delps is
you,
one of them.
I can tell you with my dad, there's a ton. So,
B Delps, are you psycho?
and then Justin said, he also said, by the way, I gave up on cleaning my car. The coffee cups were dad. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think they're both guilty here. But we will move on. Let's see. B Delp said I can never find a lid. I don't have time. Now, I think my problem with people who travel with like actual mugs is they don't actually fit usually in a cup holder. So now you've got like a wobbly cup with no lid, and generally speaking, a hot beverage. What's the baby doing?
I just need to switch arms.
Getting tired?
Yeah. I know, Mom. It's okay.
Feather Mailman said reason number 25,536 why I don't drink coffee.
I mean, I drink tea, but I got my gummies. Seattle gummies, it's the best.
Like this cup would be normal and it has a lid and you can just travel with it. It's great. Even though it's
Shout
from a,
out Watson's Counter.
even though it's from a coffee place. Oh, well, it's a breakfast place, I guess, which is delicious. If you're in the Seattle area, you should definitely check it out.
Okay, so moving on.
Yes.
I got a message from someone yesterday that said, and her name is Michelle. I wanted to thank you for recommending the litter robot. I have 4 cats like you, and I purchased the litter robot 4, and it's the best money I have ever spent. Appreciate you being cat positive, and I love seeing your posts with the cats. Love you and Anthony's morning show podcast as well. You look great.
Cool. Well, you look great.
So I responded, I was like, thank you. I said, cat positive?
Yeah, what is
a
that?
thing? Tell me more. And she said, yeah. As a full cat enthusiast, I believe most people dislike cats and are very negative about them, even though they have no real experience. As a cat person, I still also like dogs, but most dog people are not the same when asked about cats. So the fact that you normalize having 4 cats and the joy they bring in your life is a cat positive, in my opinion. And I was like, I'm just like, I'm stealing this and I'm running with this, that I am a cat positive influencer.
You know what's interesting? I actually saw a TikTok last week that was on in a very similar vein. It was like the cat dog debate is a very one-sided debate because generally speaking, when you ask a cat person like, "Oh, do you like cats or dogs?" they usually say, "Well, I have cats, but dogs are cool." It's usually the dog people who are like, dogs are the best. Cats stink." They're like
And you know why?
6-year-olds.
And I think they do that because they're like, they go into defensive mode because there are so many more positives to owning a cat. Listen, I had dogs my whole life.
I think there are positives to both. Like negative about owning a dog is taking it out and picking up its poop.
When my
That
brother-in-law had to
stinks.
go walk the dog at 11 p.m. last night, and he was like putting on all his winter gear, I was like, and he had cats growing up, and I was like, man, pro to owning cats. He's like, I know.
Like when I was back in Jersey, I took my brother Justin, who's in the chat. I took his dog out for a walk a couple times. And is it the worst thing picking what, Carla Marie?
Sorry, Lenny said, speaking of cats, I saw the missing cat that Carla Marie posted the other day. It was near where I charged the car. It was around 3 a.m. and I tried to get it to come near me, but it was scared and ran into a cemetery. That's crazy. Lenny, you should, the account I posted, you should let them know where you saw it and when, though.
So back to the dog cat thing. I took Justin's dog out for a walk, and Justin's dog is awesome. It's actually like a very well-mannered, well-trained dog. And yeah, does picking up poop suck? It does. Is it the end of the world? Not really. But the last walk that I took it on was Monday night, I believe. And we're walking around the block, hanging out in Ridgewood. And this dog decided to put his butt up against the tree and basically poop on the tree, which made the poop cleaning way more difficult and something I never would have had to worry about if this was a cat. I wouldn't have to go outside in the cold, wouldn't have to go outside at night. And plus, at night, I probably should have had like a headlamp on because I'm trying to find the poop with my phone, hold the dog. I had like the leash around my elbow kind of, and then use my other hand to pick up the poop with the bag and flip it inside out. Like, that's all stuff you don't have to do when you have a cat.
No,
But
that's crazy.
traveling with a dog is really easy compared to traveling with a cat. Like, if you go on a road trip, dogs are cool.
Yeah.
And you can take a dog out for the most part, take them on a hike or whatever, take them for a walk. Cats, there are some on Instagram that are like trained for that, but it's rare.
Yeah, we did a bad job at training ours. I think Erica is the one, and Caroline will be the travel ones.
No, Max is my girl. She'll come with me everywhere.
Okay.
I'll take her today to the gym. Put her in a
This
little
message
bag.
from Fred the mailman: I'm pet negative. Like Samuel Jackson said, if you can't wipe your own butt or make me a sandwich, you can't live in my house. Oh, but
That's
what about
fair.
Adriana?
Well, she'll eventually grow up to wipe her butt. You hope. It'll take 5 years. Yeah, when do you have to stop worrying about kids pooping? When do they do that on their own?
2 in a toilet, but you have to wipe their butts.
That's what I'm saying. When do they do the whole process on their own?
4, 5? I don't know. Parents help.
Like, and how bad of a job do they do originally when you first leave them to them do it themselves?
Terrible job. They probably don't do anything. Depending on the kid, around 5.
Around 5. That's a long time to worry about someone else's poop. That is a long, long time. Seems like 5 is the common answer, though.
Can we just look at her hands? Look at how freakishly long these fingers are.
Isn't that like kind of, is that normal for kids?
The doctor said her feet are huge
Okay.
and her hands are huge. And he looked at my brother-in-law and was like, she's probably going to be as tall as Dad. And he's 6'2".
So Vanessa said 3 years old for the concept, around 5 years old for a good clean.
All right, we'll check back with you in 3 to 5 years.
And then, this is great. Amanda B211 said, and then you deal with skid mark underwear from 6 to 10 year olds, from 6 to 10 years old for boys.
Why just boys?
I don't know. Maybe
Girls-
boys are worse
girls
at
are
it.
good. That's true. I guess girls have to wipe every time. So, like, we are better at wiping.
True. Also, and I think all humans are disgusting, but little boys are normally way more gross, just in general. I'm sure there are gross girls out there as well. I just think if you took the average, girls are way cleaner than boys.
Is someone knocking? Hearing things. No, nobody wants
Vanessa with 1S, I agree with the skid marks. Fun times. Kids sound great. Did you drop that from her mouth on purpose, or did she just... Oh, okay. I know I said drop that from her mouth. Take it out of her mouth on purpose.
Okay, while you're here, we have more things to discuss. You're awake. I have some bad news, child. The groundhog saw his shadow and went back inside.
Oh, yeah, what does that
for
mean?
Six more weeks of winter.
Yeah. We live in Seattle, so it's winter until June. It's
Winter.
It's early spring until June. It's like cold. Every now and then you get a nice day, but that kind of sucks. You know what's interesting about... I'm glad that we kind of pivoted to Seattle for a second. So we have a friend who's visiting town this weekend. She gets in today. She leaves on Saturday. And she's never been to Seattle before, but she only has really a day and a half. So I've got to take her around to as many places as I can in her day and a half to give her like the full experience of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying, because it's like basically on me to figure this all out. So I'm trying to figure out all the different places. Like there's got to be a bunch of good lunch places to take her. We're going to meet up with a bunch of people tomorrow to do drinks in Seattle.
That's great.
But I'm thinking Space Needle's like a necessary stop, right?
Pike Place Market.
Pike Place, I think, so she gets in around 2. I think if we have time, we'll drive straight to Pike Place Market for lunch at Market Grill. If we have time, because I think they close around 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that.
So she's staying with us at our house. Obviously, I was supposed to be there, and I'm not because of this. And oh no.
She poop?
Ashley? Mom?
What do you have to, what's going on?
Sal?
What happened?
It's got to be wiped, washed.
Okay. Let's take Carla Marie off the screen for a second. Let's see.
So
Oh, you're back.
Kira is staying with us, and I had to tell our neighbor, I'm like, hey, if you see Anthony with
Just
a random
why don't
girl,
you just go handle the baby first?
we lost a sock.
Trying to.
Oh, you're coming to pick her up?
People see
We're live.
Oh shit. Hi.
Okay, her second favorite
Hey,
Anna's
tell
here
them,
together.
tell them I'll take them off the screen. They're off the screen for now. She's not going to tell them. The first Starbucks. So if we go to Pike Place Market, we will also.
No, I did it before.
If we go to Pike Place Market, we'll also go to that location. If it's not super busy, then I'll go in. But if it's super busy, I'm not waiting in line for what isn't actually the first Starbucks. But it is a cool spot. You're back?
Three Maries in one room. Never a good thing. So I was texting our neighbor, Olivia, and I was like, oh, by the way, we have a friend staying with us this weekend. If you see Anthony with another woman, he's not cheating. And I was like, I should have just let it go to see if she would have messaged me and been like, hey, I know you're not here, but...
Yeah, I need to know if we live near snitches.
And I'm
Because
so
you know what
mad I
happens
did
to
it.
snitches.
I said to Olivia, I told her that, and she responded, said, I probably would have just texted you and been like, are you in an open relationship?
Let's see. Beatrice 2 next to Pike Place Market. Beatrice is actually a pretty good spot. I also think, from what I've gathered about Kira, she has like 1 billion food restrictions.
Oh.
So I
Well,
don't know exactly what's like okay and what
okay.
isn't.
Well, why don't you guys get together and tell me her food restrictions, and I'll tell you where to go.
We could do that. Well, when I pick her up, I'll have her text you, Carla Marie.
Because there's a great gluten-free bakery in Capitol Hill you could take her to.
A gluten-free bakery.
Yeah, it's so good. New Flowers, and you could also take her to Hello Robin. They do have a gluten-free cookie and vegan. I don't get home until Sunday, and then I'm gonna watch the NFL skills competition. So pumped for that one. And yesterday was National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that first, and then I was like, "That's me."
Oh yeah.
So
So how do you
I
feel
had
now that you have your own day?
it's cool. I had like some people like tagging me, like, "Oh, happy National Women and Girls in Sports Day." I was like, "What?" So cool. But the Seahawks like put out a list of all the women that work for the organization full time, so I wasn't on the list.
Ah, damn.
But I was like, "This is a lot of women." And then I started going through, like, I tagged some of the women that I worked with, not even all of them. And then I realized that I work with more women than men at the Seahawks.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, just
Like,
other than the team.
yeah, they don't count.
Yeah, if you don't count the team, like you're talking the corporate side of it,
Isn't that crazy?
that's pretty crazy.
So that was cool. But sorry, I was reading the chat. Let's see. All right, I think I got everything on my list.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a list. Let's see it. Sweet, post it. So now that you have, you're gonna have obviously today, all of Friday, all of Saturday before you leave. What are the plans? Are there like baby things you got to do?
No, I'm just happy to like be, not that I haven't been present, but every night I'm like, oh crap, I gotta record this podcast.
Mhm.
So tonight's the last night I'll have to do that. I'm glad. I was gonna leave on Saturday originally, and I was like, nah, I gotta stay a full day. So my cousins that I haven't seen are coming over tomorrow. So
Cool.
it's also cool like getting to see everyone. Other than going to Orange Theory twice and Target, I haven't left this house. So I really don't plan on leaving. I'll go to Orange Theory tomorrow morning. Um, but
There's
I don't know, just baby time,
uh,
family time.
there's a message from Veronica because you mentioned the podcast, Carla Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Mentioned from a message from Veronica who said this was yesterday's episode. Great episode. 2-second tunes was fun. Whenever you are not physically together, like we're doing the show in separate states, I try
Yeah.
to see if I can tell or not from the segments, or see if I can tell what's pre-recorded and what isn't, and I never can. So, and she gave me the hand clap emojis. So, I think we do a decent job of putting this whole thing together, especially the podcast. The Twitch show, especially with the baby, is a little bit of a crapshoot sometimes, and then
Okay, let's be real. That kid is 9 days old, not even.
no, I'm just saying
She's great.
I didn't say anything bad about the baby.
You did.
What did I say? Tell me.
You said the Twitch show with the baby is a problem.
I said it's a crapshoot. Never said it was a problem.
Well, a crapshoot is a problem.
No, it's just you never know what you're gonna get.
Well,
Like
that's
when
a box of
you
chocolates.
shoot craps, when you play craps.
That's a box of chocolates.
I actually don't know if I agree with that box of chocolates metaphor, because 90% of those chocolates are terrible. I
Well,
know
they
what
also
I'm
have
gonna
a
get.
map.
I know
They
what I'm
have
gonna
the
get.
map.
Yeah, there's a map, and it's gonna be bad chocolate. Stop buying chocolate boxes. They're bad. Anyway,
Is there one that's good?
yeah, Ferrero Rocher. How do you pronounce it?
But that's the same thing. That's just chocolate in a box.
Yeah, but if you gave
That's
me a
not
box of that, a box of those chocolates, super happy. Also, did you grow up like me where you thought those chocolates were super expensive growing up?
Yeah, because they're wrapped in gold.
Yeah, and I feel like they were only brought out for like big events like Christmas or whatever. And then I finally one day noticed they were at like CVS or Walmart or Walgreens, and it was like $4 for a box. They're not that expensive.
No. Have you seen the girl on TikTok that unwraps them, takes Brussels sprouts, puts them in chocolate, puts the crumbs on it, wraps them back up, and waits for her dad to open it?
No, I did not see that.
And it's my favorite. I'm gonna
Wait,
get
why
you
did
like
why
that.
did my brother say I'm really good at lying to our audience?
He's saying they're not expensive. They're not.
Oh no, he's saying because we're in different places. Maybe that's what he's saying, that we're good at faking, but we're not pretending that we're together. We're just trying to put a good show together. Or he's still mad that I said that his car is filled with
I don't
coffee
know.
cups and travel
I need
mugs.
full sentences in this chat.
Chap.
The being together thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But also the cups. Yeah, it does help, by the way, when you're messaging in the chat to try to be as clear as possible and let us know what you're talking about because we do bounce around a lot.
The best way is to think that if you were on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, how they would want you to respond in a full sentence. So even if I ask you a question, how are you feeling today? You don't say good. You say, I'm feeling great today.
It is hard
Because-
to type quickly and clearly for everyone in the chat.
Okay, speaking of chocolates,
Yes.
have you been seeing like all the reels and TikToks that are like, women don't want chocolate for Valentine's Day? Don't buy them that. Like, it's like women don't want box of
Okay.
chocolate for Valentine's Day. They want, and I'm like, this is the problem with women, is that we're all like, men, don't buy this, get this. And it's like, we're all different.
Mhm.
Some women some women want a box of chocolate and flowers. Some women are like, literally, do not show me a flower.
Some are like, take me out to this lavish dinner. Some are saying, cook me dinner or surprise me with something. Don't listen to anything that any social media is telling you. Listen to what the woman you're with is telling you.
So hypothetically, Carla Marie,
Yes.
if someone was getting you something for Valentine's Day, what would you want?
I've already given you plenty of hints.
No, but I'm not talking about myself here. That's ridiculous. What would you
For
want?
Me personally, I
Yes.
would like something to be planned. Anything. And I mean that it could be like, okay, I just need you to be ready at 1 p.m. today. Cool. What are we doing? I don't know, dress comfortable. And then you literally take me to anywhere. But I want it to be something that you planned.
Okay.
Not like, I don't know, I guess we'll just go somewhere tonight or whatever. I want you to have to put thought into it.
This is great from Maria in Omaha. She said, hints don't work, Carla Marie. 20 years in, trust me, just tell them what you want. What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm ordering lunch.
Oh, okay. Well, the show's almost over, so can you wait like 2 minutes to order lunch?
2 minutes. I'll give him
Thank you.
a deli sandwich. What do I want?
Ooh, that's it. You know what? If you're from New Jersey, and if you're not from New Jersey or New York, I don't want to hear your deli order. I don't want to hear it.
That was rude.
It's not the same. I'll listen to a lot of other things, just not the same. It's like a different. Are you tapping something?
No.
Yeah, you are. It's a whole different beast out here.
Chopped cheese. I don't even know what a chopped cheese is.
That you can get a chopped cheese from, like it's it's similar to a cheesesteak. You can get it from like a food truck in the city. As far as I know.
Do I want that? I think I just want to go with a regular Italian sub, which is all the cold cuts.
You're not going to get a good chopped cheese from a New Jersey deli.
Okay.
I really agree with Tracy, an Italian hero. You just get the Italian.
Your cousin Michelle just got her wisdom teeth out, and she said everyone's saying chopped cheese, and I want one so badly. Girl,
I didn't
you
even know
are
she was
on
doing that.
soup and yogurt and pudding for a few days. So
Brian just said, I still can't believe Anthony worked for the deli guy. Have we talked about this, Carla Marie? The deli that's near my parents' house, the one that I
Yeah.
grew up working at and going to. Apparently, the guy's like got a huge TikTok account now.
what?
Yeah, he mainly he just yells at the camera about his sandwiches. Let me see if I can find his account.
Anthony, what? You need to go. Oh, you're home. I
What?
was gonna say you need to go in there and be like, dude, let's do a thing together.
What
I used
is-
to work here?
Brian, what is his account? Is it the deli guy?
What?
Oh, it's just Parkwood Deli. No, that's not it. Because the Parkwood Deli doesn't. Oh, yeah. He's got 495,000 followers. Parkwood Deli.
You should have just stayed working there. You'd be way more famous.
He's got something with Eli on there. But here, I'll put his. Let me turn up my microphone. Actually, can I Bluetooth here? He's very much like the deli version of the gardening guy that I always make fun of. because he just yells at the camera, basically. So let me see if this connected.
Thank you, Claire.
It's me, the deli guy. Here we go. Me, Eric, Talosio's Deli, Parkwood Deli. We come together. Semolina bread.
Chicken cutlets. Right on the bottom, just like that.
Fresh mozzarella.
Then we have our roasted peppers right there. Overnight, olive oil, garlic, parsley, right on top.
Right here. Basil, olive oil.
Balsamic glaze reduction, baby. Get in there.
Little salt and pepper.
Lit it right up.
Chicken cutlet, fresh mozzarella, balsamic vinegar, homemade roasted peppers, little basil.
Let's show the people exactly what we got there, deli guy.
Chicken cutlet, fresh mozzarella, roasted peppers, and balsamic vinegar. Woo!
I think that's what I'm gonna order.
Perfection.
That sandwich, I'll send it to you so you can remember.
Chicken
Carla Marie.
cutlet. No, I don't need it. I'm gonna do chicken cutlet, fresh mutts, balsamic vinegar, lettuce. Boom. I don't need the peppers. I don't love
But-
the roasted peps.
That's his whole thing. He just like makes sandwiches, yells at the camera about what's in the sandwich, and that's what he does. But that
Okay.
guy, it's so funny because I've known Roger since he bought the place from the old owners. I was probably 11 years old. I've known that guy most of my life. He hired me, knows my parents, but that's like not his actual he's such a reserved, quiet guy.
That's
So it's so weird for me to see that he has almost 500,000 followers on TikTok by yelling at the camera.
good for him though.
Yeah, no, I love it. And if it helps the business, I mean, it's a local place. He's been there forever. He's cleaned it up. It's a great spot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta get out of here. I hear a crying baby. It probably wants me, even though there's 3 other adults out there. But I'm her fave. But quick, one more thing before we leave, Anthony. A lot of people are asking, what do you expect for Valentine's Day?
Nothing. I don't want anything.
Okay.
Also, I would like to correct my brother Justin. He said we've all worked for him, and he claims that Roger doesn't know my name. I guarantee you, if he knows anyone's name, it's this guy.
Okay.
Just saying. I was the first one. We are out of here for today. Monday, we'll be back to a regular show with Carla Marie here in the Seattle studio in place of Max, unfortunately for me, because I kind of like when Max just chills there.
Yeah.
Carla Marie, any last words?
Thank you for dealing with us this week in our different locations and all the chaos and letting me have some family time. I appreciate it.
All right. We will see you Monday. There is a brand new episode of the Morning Show podcast up, and it will be up tomorrow as well.
Yep. Peace out,
out.
Cub Scouts.